Before we get started with today's video, this will contain spoilers for all the Mafia games. Just very, very minor spoilers, but if you don't want to be spoiled of any of the Mafia games, go ahead and play them, and then go ahead and watch this video. If you've not played them, I'd highly recommend to get the Mafia trilogy as the definitive way of playing the three Mafia games. It's one game, but you get to experience all the Mafia games. So if you want to go ahead and play the Mafia games, that's the best way to do it, is to get the Mafia trilogy. So ready? So Jim, let's go ahead and rank the Mafia games. Last year, I completed the story for the Mafia Definitive Edition, and I thought rather than doing a review for it, and also I lost my notes for that review, so I thought I might go ahead and rank the Mafia games, considering I've not done a video on any of the Mafia games. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here. And you can let me know your ranking of these Mafia games in the comment section below. There are 3 of them, or you can just let me know your favourite Mafia game in the comment section below. But now we'll get to it with my number 3. So for me, my number 3 is Mafia 2 from 2010, and I rate it a 7 out of 10. I do think it's quite a good video game. So we'll start off with the good for these, and then we'll talk about the reason why they at that number for my top 4 ranking the Mafia games. So the good for this game, I just enjoy the story, and I think the characters are pretty cool. I think the music's very good as well, and I don't mind the open world too much. I think that's quite good. Not really got too much else to really say about the good. I feel like I've got the least amount of good things to say about it compared to the other Mafia games, and I just feel like the story's a bit clunkier than all the others, although I do quite like the story. It does also feel quite slow as well. In parts, it does feel like the slowest story in any of the Mafia games, and there's just not really much else to really talk about. It doesn't really do anything too new for the series. I feel like Mafia 3 just improved and everything, and the Mafia 1 was just a really, really good starting point, really. So this one just feels like it's in the middle for me. It doesn't really do anything too wrong. It doesn't really do anything too right, but I still do have quite a lot of fun playing this game. So that's why I give it the rating of 7 out of 10. But now we'll move on to my second favourite Mafia game, and that for me is Mafia from 2002. I played the definitive version, and to be honest, I wasn't unimpressed with the game itself. I was a bit unimpressed with the remaster. I thought they could have done a lot more with it. I just feel like all they really did was just make the graphics look better. It's not like they look a tiny bit better. They do look a lot better. They do look very, very realistic. But I just feel like they could have done a lot more to it than just upgrading the graphics. So in terms of like a definitive edition, I probably would give it like a 7 or a 7.5. But in terms of the Mafia game itself, the 2002 Mafia game, I rate it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a really, really great Mafia game. What I really enjoy about it is the characters and the story, and I just feel like the gameplay was spot on here. I really, really like the open world. I prefer the open world than the one in Mafia 2. And I think the music, there's not as many vocal tracks. A lot of it is instrumentation tracks, but I do feel like it makes the game stand out, as not many open world games really do that sort of way of the music, and it makes it more realistic as well. It's just, I've not really got too many problems with this game. I don't think it's a top tier video game. I don't think it's an amazing video game, but I still did have a blast playing this game. And I think if you've not played a Mafia game before, I think getting the definitive edition for all 3 of them. You can get the version where you get Mafia 1, 2, and 3 in the same game. I just really enjoyed Mafia 1, and I feel like it did end quite emotionally as well. So I did feel quite a few things playing this game. So that's really all I'll say here, but overall, just a really, really enjoyable game. And now we'll get to it with my number 1. So for me, my number 1 is Mafia 3. I absolutely love Mafia 3. When I first played it, I wasn't really the biggest fan of the story. I enjoyed everything else, but the story I wasn't really a big fan of. But then when Lincoln Clay got betrayed, that was when the story really kicked in for me, and I felt the emotion he was going through and I felt like he was very, very good protagonist. I don't really have a favourite protagonist out of him, Vito and Tommy. I might say that Lincoln's my favourite, just because he's got a real redemptive arc at the end when he finally gets the revenge he was looking for. Um, I just really enjoy this game. The music, I've will also talk about the music. The music is I think one of the best soundtracks in any video game here. I absolutely love the song choices. It's just classic 60s really, and this just was a game that actually got me into 60s music. It wasn't just listening to the Beatles. It was playing this game and hearing some 60s songs I never heard of before. Um, I just absolutely love the soundtrack for this game, and the gameplay. I feel like it's near perfect. I feel like the gameplay is done the best here. The side missions can get a little bit repetitive. That's why I don't feel like it's a really high open world video game. But I would still give this one a 9 out of 10, and it came out in 2016. I kept thinking it was 2017. It came out because I think that was when I played it. I think I played it in 2017. What else can I really say about Mafia 3? I really enjoy the side characters as well, and I think it's the best story in any of the Mafia games. I'm not sure it's got my favourite characters, and I feel like the open world. I do think it's my. I know the open world does get slated quite a lot, but I really enjoy the open world. I know it can look a bit monotonous and maybe a bit too swampy in areas, but I don't know. I really enjoy it, and I do feel like it's quite a unique looking open world, really, and I think it's my favourite one. Maybe because just how big it is. It is a very, very big open world, and the collectibles I felt were the most fun here as well. But that's what I've got to say about these Mafia games. You can go ahead and rank these Mafia games in the comment section below, or just name your favourite. You can go ahead and do that if you like. But that's it for this video ranking the Mafia games. I could have done a review for Mafia Definitive Edition, but I thought it's probably going to be better just to do it like this rather than trying to remember what I wrote for the notes, because I accidentally deleted I deleted the whole notes I had on my phone of all the YouTube video of all the YouTube reviews and stuff I got to do. So, but fortunately I remembered quite a lot of what I put. But this is one of them that I didn't get the review back. I thought it'd be better to go ahead and rank them up at your games, and I'm so glad I went ahead and did just that. But that's what we're going to say here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, everyone, ciao.